was like, no, I need you to step out and I need you to share the word with my children. And God has something special for you guys. And I was telling you guys earlier that you've been called out by name. And for this time that we're living in, guys. And I don't know about you, but you're sitting here today, you've been called into an army. And that's a spiritual army. And the way we fight is on our knees. The way we fight is on our worship and our praise. Because everything that's happening is happening in a realm that we don't see. Like everything that's happening right now, when you lift up, all that's called faith. When you lift up your hands, the simplicity of that is called faith. And the Bible says in order for us to go to God, we got to have faith that and believe that He is God. That's it. That's simple. And if we come before Him like children, we have faith, guess what? Things are going to begin to change. Things are going to begin to get better in our lives. Because that's the kind of God we serve. And I wanted to share this with you guys. I was like, Lord, what do I share? And the Lord just said, give me my word. So I'm not going to try to bore you. I'm going to give you some food today. But I want you to follow along with me. We're going to start in Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 11. Okay? So Ephesians chapter 6, verse 11. And it says, put on the whole armor of God. How many know what armor is? The Bible. That's a good answer. Okay, how many have seen like those old movies where you see a big old castle, and you see the guys and they have all this metal covering their bodies, right? Like their heads, they're completely covered in metal. Have you guys ever seen that? That's body armor, right? So God has given us a body armor in the spirit. You might not see it, but it's real, okay? And that's what God wants you to see today. So it's telling you, first of all, now that we've been knowing that you're being called into an army, God's telling you, put on the whole armor of God. Why? That you may be able to withstand against the wiles of the devil. That you may be able to stand against the bullying of the enemy. Has anybody ever been bullied by somebody before? Even by your own brother and sisters. Anybody been pushed around and made feel less of? Or like, you're not strong enough, I can beat you and you're smaller than me. Have anybody ever felt that? Well, that's what this armor is for. So we can be able to push back on that bully. And the thing about it, the enemy is a bully. And he pushes us around. But the great thing that God's given us, He's given us an armor. Okay? Now, as we're speaking right now, God's putting armor on you as we're talking. Because that's what the word is. He's placing armor on you right now as you're listening. Because the Bible says faith comes by listening. Okay? The next verse 12. This is the reason why. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, powers, rulers, and against rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Okay, that might sound like a lot of big words. Okay, I'm just going to break it down real simple. God just broke it down for me real simple this morning. That the enemy, the darkness, the dark side, they have an order of how he does things, how the devil does things. He has a government, he has police, and he has rulers, just like we do. You know we have a government, right? That everybody's voting for. We have President Trump and all that government. Then we have police, and then we have the rulers, the judges, okay? To keep everybody in line, to keep everybody in that. And see, the devil has a kingdom, and he wants to keep us all under his kingdom in fear, in darkness, in sadness, in depression, in confusion, and feeling less of yourself. That's the kingdom that he has. And he has rulers to rule over that. And to make sure that you feel sad, and make sure that you feel bad about yourself. That's his job. That's why you go through stuff at school with people in school that give you a hard time, just to give you a hard time. You're like, why are they picking on me for? Because you've been called out. You're a child of the light. And what happens is darkness pushes against it, right? But like, you can't beat light. This is the team to be on, guys. Is the team of light and the army of light. And that's what we are being called to do. Okay? All right. So knowing this, we're not wrestling against flesh and blood. That means I'm not fighting with my brother right here. I'm not fighting with him. I'm not fighting with somebody that I can see. I'm fighting against something I can't see. How many of you seen WWF? Or WWE, whatever it's called nowadays? Worldwide Wrestling. Anybody ever see that stuff? Okay. But you see how the way those people are throwing themselves in that ring? Right? But this is happening in a spiritual realm. And God's saying that we're not wrestling like in the flesh. I'm not getting my brother and putting him in a headlock and knocking him. No, I'm not doing that. It's happening in the spirit realm. When you lift up your hands and you praise, that stuff that you were going through that day or the whole week, then the Lord comes and you lift up your hands, right? And you say, Lord, I love you. I don't know what to say, but thank you. Thank you that I'm here today and I appreciate you. Just as simple as, right? Just be simple. He comes and he beats down the enemy that was messing with you all week, that was messing you all day. He just comes, he just smacks him down and wrestles him for you. All we got to do is just say, Father, I need you right now. I don't know what's been going on. I don't know why I'm having all this stuff going on at school. I need your help. I need your help my math. I need your help my English. Life is real, right? School is real, right? How many in middle school? How many in middle school right now? That's a very hard place to be. And you know it, guys. I know you guys are dealing with a lot of stress and a lot of stuff in that area. I know in every part of school nowadays it's hard, right? But God is trying to give you equipment. He's trying to give you tools and weapons to fight back with. We don't fight back the way the world does. They fight using fists. We fight on our knees. We fight praying. We fight worshiping. Okay? So, now in saying that, I want to go to the story. Let's all switch over to Acts chapter 16. I got pictures and stickers. I'm holding my place here. This morning I was like setting spaces and this picture of my stepdad just passed away. And I sent Howard to help me out. You know. But I want to share this quick story with you guys, okay? It's a real simple story. It's a very powerful story that really moved my heart. It is about this story of two guys named Paul and Silas, okay? And they were called to go do some work for God in this place, right? And before they went, they were going to go to Asia. God told them, no, don't go to Asia. Okay, then they were going to go to this other place called Bithynia. God told them, no, can't go to Bithynia. You were going to go to this other place, and God said no. And then he had a dream, right? I'm just kind of condensing it because if not, I'm going to be reading here all morning. Okay? I'm just kind of condensing the story. They had a vision. Okay, Paul had a vision. And God told him, I need you to go to Macedonia, which is Greece. And so he goes, okay, that's where we're going. So as they go to this place, right? And as they're going, they come up with this young lady that's full of demons. And she's able to, has anybody ever heard of card readers? Where they read cards or they read your palms, or palm readers, and anybody ever heard of those? You're probably hearing a lot about that even more, especially with Netflix. A lot of witchcraft is in Netflix. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but there's a lot of witch shows, witch this, witch that. I'm trying to tell you, there's a dark kingdom out there that is trying to put strongholds in our minds and in our hearts and trying to keep us in darkness. But God today is bringing light into our situation, bringing light into our lives. And say, you know what? You don't have to live behind these strongholds anymore. You don't have to be afraid anymore. You don't have to have fear. You're a child of God. You can do anything you desire to do, as long as it's in the Father's will. Which is, He doesn't hold nothing back, guys. He wants the best for us. Amen. Well, anyways, going back to the story, Paul and Silas, this young lady every day keeps coming and bugging them and yelling, mocking them, and saying, "Oh, these are the men of God, and they're going to bring salvation." And every day she just kept screaming and kept bugging. And the Bible says that it happened for many days until Paul got tired of it. And he turned around and he rebuked the spirit, not her, but he rebuked the spirit that was inside of her, and she was set free. Okay? Because of that, her owners got mad because they used to make money off of her. Because she used to be able to read people's life stories and tell them their past and tell them their future and tell them all these things. And now she couldn't do that because they took the power away from her. She was delivered from that spirit. And now the masters, her people, her bosses were very upset. And so what they did is they went to the magistrates. They went to the principalities. They went to the powers of the city. Okay, remember the scripture we read earlier? For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but principalities, powers, rulers, right? So because they did this, they got upset with them. They said, they're taking all our money. Our pretty much what she was their cash cow, what they call a cash cow. Or the golden cow, or I don't know how it goes, the golden goose, or something like that, right? The golden calf, or whatever. She was making them a lot of money, and guess what? That money stopped. They were upset. They took Paul and Silas to the marketplace in front of everybody. They stripped their clothes, and they beat them. The principalities of the city did this to them. Think about that. The magistrates of the city did this to them. Which was, think about it, was that a very fun situation to be in? No. You're being stripped in front of the whole city. You're being beaten in front of the whole city. And then, to make sure, they told the guard of the prison to lock them up, right? To put them in the darkest, deepest part of the prison. So there's an outer prison and there's an inner prison. So you can look at this as the entrance to that prison, right? And there's a prison for the not so bad people, and then there's a part of the prison that's for really, really bad people, right? Like nowadays we have places where there's really, really bad people. Okay, they put them in the deep part of the prison, right? And they lock their feet, and they throw them away. They throw away the key, right? They're going to leave them in there. But something happens. Paul and Silas did what we just did this morning. They started lifting up their hands. They started praising. They started thanking God. They started praying. They started just worshiping with their voices together in unity. The Bible says, when there's 2 or 3 gathered together in His name, He's in the midst of them. So always remember that. All you need is 1, 2 brothers, another sisters to pray with you. You guys join hands, brothers, join hands. It's not a gay thing to hold your brother's hand. No, you're praying for him. He's in the army with you. If you don't want to hold his hand, put your hand on his shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Pray for each other, because it's real out there, guys. And God is trying to give you weapons today, and that's your praise.